Just quieten down, baby.
Per capita export value.
Libraries.
Minister, are you embarrassed by your behavior today?
There's a lot of bleeding hearts around.
Do you have the fortitude or the gonads to stand up and come across here and say that to me, you son of a bitch?
Just watch me.
He certainly went too far, Mr. Speaker, when I saw him stick his tongue out.
Contemptuous disregard.
More than a slab of bacon talking here.
The disappointment you also feel is my responsibility.
I lost my temper.
What is the nature of your thoughts?
The word was F-A-R-T.
Welcome to another terrifyingly exciting episode of Canadian Politics is Boring. My name is Jesse Harley, and with me is the...
You sound like you've got a respiratory illness.
I have a what? A respiratory illness?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be ASMR, man. Do little taps on the microphone.
No, you don't need to. It's fine. It's not one of those shows. My name's Reese. This is Jesse. This is Canadian Politics is Boring.
You asked me to do the intro. I'm doing the intro.
Well, you fucked it up.
I was doing a great intro. It was great. People love my ASMR. They love it.
No, they don't. Most people.
They love it.
Most people hate it. Okay, right, fine. Just do a normal intro. I'm Reese. This is Jesse.
That's my...
We talk about politics.
Let me do the intro.
Let me... Okay.
Well, you just ruined it. You ruined it now.
You'd make this intro last so long we're not going to have any time for STDs. Small talk dimension.
Okay, fine. Hi, I'm Jesse. This is Reese. This is Canadian Politics is Boring, I guess. Whatever. Thanks for joining us for, something fine, I guess. All right.
This is going to be a fun episode. Jesse, we should do some small talk first.
Some STD zones.
STD zones.
Yep. Small talk dimension zone.
Small talk dimension
zone. That was great. We should do that more often.
So, what have I been doing? I filled the pool up. I filled the pool up
with what?
Water.
Okay.
A lovely man in a
could have been.
Big,
you didn't
heavy
specify.
Water.
It could have been anything. You could have filled the pool up with raw chicken,
piss.
I mean, that's gross.
Yeah, but no, it's full of. It's not full of piss and chicken. It's full of delicious, clean water. I've got my
delicious.
I've got the pH balance perfectly. There's chlorine in there. You can go in the pool. You can cool off, and the pool is wonderful. It's great.
Nice.
Having a pool. It's not a fancy pool. It was like $500 from Canadian Tire.
But that's a fancy pool from Canadian Tire.
It's one of those $20 plastic ones.
Yeah.
Just me led on my back trying to submerge.
And all the water rushes out beside you.
The hydro displacement means the water fell out. So anyway, and that's been great. That's my small talk, is how much fun it is to have a 12-foot circular pool that is full of water that is colder than the air to cool your body off.
And that's kind of...
Rosie won't go in. She doesn't like ladders. She doesn't like... Dogs don't do ladders.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so
you could just throw her in the water.
That's technically abuse and deeply cruel to dogs. Don't throw dogs in swimming pools unwillingly. Don't be like Jesse. Love animals. Love all living things.
I do. I just want them to love how to swim. Love swimming. Love swim.
Yeah.
Swim.
How about you? Enough about animal cruelty. What have you been up to?
I think you just answered your own question. Just beating animals to death. That's all. That's
cool.
fun.
Great. What kind of animals? Mammals? Cold-blooded animals?
Dolphins. Some raccoons. Some gulls. This is getting weird.
This is sounding like some kind of confession.
I haven't. I mean,
you're back in the city. What's it like being back in the city, having lived on an island off the coast for 7 months?
Right. Yeah. So I kind of fallen back into my old routine.
Cocaine,
lots of coke. Yeah, lots of
casino,
coke.
Hanging around the casino with some hookers who are over the age of 50.
Right? You know me so well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly because you were there with us, but that's
because I work at the casino.
Right. Yeah. Can't believe you let me in.
I saw that the casino has got a Las Vegas buffet night that I expect will be terrible, but I really want to go.
I've been to the casino buffet. This is years ago. This was like a decade ago, and it was like this. Actually, no, it wasn't. It was a type of buffet, but it was not the buffet that they have now. This is about, I'm going to say 15, 20 years ago.
It was just like buttered bread.
It was the saddest
sliced ham.
No, it was the saddest thing. It was for poker. It was a poker room, right? And you'd walk in, and it was kind of this like white, kind of like office room with like a flickering fluorescent bulb overhead. And we're all
Sounds
playing,
a lot like the Bellagio.
right? And the MGM Grand, yeah.
Yeah.
And it was just sad. And then like, I don't know if there was someone rang a bell, and then they just brought this tray in, and the tray. Dinner time! Come and get your dinner! And they brought this tray in. It was just, and everyone just kind of lined up with plastic plates and forks, and it was like literally bringing out a trough.
Sounds more like a low budget wedding. Than
I was so
Vegas
it was
style
really
buffet.
sad, and I was about to get some food. I might have got some food, but then it was around that time. I was like, "This is the saddest thing I've ever done," and I had to leave. And they've upgraded the buffet significantly since
I've
then.
been to Vegas buffets.
Oh, you have?
And I mean, it's incredibly wasteful. I stayed in Circus Circus. Of all the casinos, I had to stay in Circus Circus because of Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, because of that movie. I
Okay.
refused to stay in any other casino. And that was it. That was that's how I make my choices in life. So,
That's smart, Reese. That's good.
I did the buffet. It was good. Although I was there at the buffet, and then I bumped into someone, and to my right hand side was a bride in her wedding dress, also at the buffet with me. And there was me in like board shorts and like a stained, sweaty T-shirt because I was in Vegas.
Whoever
Congratulations! Now pass me a bread roll.
To my future wife, whoever you are, just know this. You lucky, lucky woman, when we get married, we are going straight to the buffet at the casino.
Circus Circus Casino.
Just, I know you're going to want that, so that's all already planned and ahead of time.
Enough about wedding planning for your future hypothetical wedding that may or may not happen in Vegas. This is a politics show.
Hypothetical.
Yeah. Jesse, this episode is called Drag Queens and Death Threats.
Oh, this is going to be depressing.
No, it's not.
Okay. All right.
So,
okay.
Have you seen all the
I don't
controversy
believe you.
over drag? Have you heard of drag queen story time?
Drag queen story time.
Yes.
No, but it sounds fun.
So it's drag queens in libraries reading stories about acceptance and just positive life skills to kids. Totally age appropriate.
I've never heard that. That sounds fun.
So it's been happening for years in a lot of libraries. But
I did not know that.
because somehow so many people collectively have banged their heads into some kind of steel pipe and got less intelligent. There's currently this trend of trying to shut down drag queen story time because they believe it's indoctrination of young kids.
Indoctrinating in what?
To like LGBTQ lifestyles from a young age, even though it's just a drag queen reading nice stories to kids in a library.
Oh my God.
Nothing to do with gender or sexuality. It's just stories
Right.
of life lessons read by someone who is a professional performer who knows how to talk to kids in an entertaining way.
This doesn't surprise me, honestly. It's,
So Montreal's Saint Laurent,
one more time.
Saint Laurent, or as I would say, Saint Laurent borough pulls plug on drag queen story time for kids. So this is a CBC News article from July this year. A well-known television personality, drag queen Barbada de Bardez, says a Montreal borough has cancelled her upcoming storytime event for children at its local library with little explanation. They read uplifting stories to kids across Quebec, and they've been doing it for 5 years. And the stories that send to the message to kids that it's okay to be different, which is a good message. And this is the first time.
And their parents are like, no, it's not.
No, but the parents like it. The parents have been taking their kids there for 5 years.
So who's against this?
So the mayor has asked Barbada to come in person and explain what she does during drag hour story time, and to reassure the mayor that it's not that is appropriate to the kids. And this is because so this is a quote from the mayor. We are mainly concerned about the subjects that will be discussed at Barbada's storytime event, said the mayor. So the idea is that what has happened basically is that a lot of dozens of libraries do it across Canada, from St. John to Victoria, and they've been getting death threats to the libraries for the staff from people.
What?
So the mayor has kind of gone, oh, stop! We better stop this. I don't know whether whether you believe it or whether it's about safety for the staff.
Wait a second. You're saying letters are being sent?
Hang on. Let me.
What are these death threats in the form of?
In the comments, library staff, among other things, were accused of assisting paedophiles and were threatened with lawsuits. Their personal information was also circulated online. This is library staff who work in the library where this is happening. That we also
just
received
like people
worrisome
passing by yelling at them, sort of thing.
No, it's like online. They're sharing the personal details of people at the library. They're accusing them of being of assisting paedophiles because if you're that stupid, someone who's a drag queen somehow is automatically a paedophile.
That's so stupid.
And they received worrisome threats by email, and also that sometimes some people, I don't know, I know that in the US people have been physically protesting those events when they happen, like turning up with signs and that kind of thing too.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. It's the US.
And Montreal police decided to patrol an event in June because it nothing happened, but because of these death threats and these threats from people, they thought they needed a police presence. It just seems to be a new thing that has come out because, again, like I said, people have collectively banged their heads on something and got more stupid.
Other people's heads.
Yeah, exactly. So the books they read are things like The Crocodile Who Didn't Like Water by Gemma Marino.
But what is he swimming?
It's a story about a crocodile who's afraid of water but gets coaxed into swimming. Finally, the crocodile tries one last time to swim, almost drowns, later sneezes and breathes fire, discovering it's not a crocodile after all, it's a dragon. So that's reading those. I mean, would you write a death threat if you knew that you had a kid that was being read that story?
No, I want to hear the story.
It sounds delightful. I'd read that at my kids.
Like the prequel to Trogdor.
Trogdor! And then the story, the crocodile, the crocodile then goes into a mountain, sleeps on a big pile of gold, and is eventually slayed by a hobbit. I made that bit up.
Oh, I like that.
And also, the hobbit didn't slay it; it was a man with a bow. For all you Tolkien purists,
it's true. It was. Yeah. Where was this man on the bow, Reese? With the bow?
Rivertown.
I think it was Lake Town.
I think it was Lake Town. Anyway, how have we deviated to small characters in Lord of the Rings?
He was not a small character. He was a small character.
He was a small character,
but he was an important character.
He was an important character. For some reason they didn't have. Yeah, I don't know why we've really lost it. So, but also, and the people who do these, they're saying yes, we are drag acts. We have adult shows where we make saucy, innuendo-ridden jokes to adult audiences in pubs and bars, but we're also adults who understand, have children and relatives who are kids, how to talk to children in an appropriate way. So your dad was a comedian. He had jokes for you when you were kids and jokes for kids, but he also had jokes for adults too.
No, well, he also would wake me and my brother up when we were kids or teenagers or whatever, and like wake us up and tell us a joke that he had come up with to test it on us as if we were his market, which we weren't, and the jokes were awful.
There we go.
So I don't know where you're going with that, but wasn't the case for us.
But also the other thing that it made me think of was people talk about.
Can I tell you one of my father's favorite jokes?
Yeah, go for it.
He would tell it all the time as if we hadn't heard it over and over again.
Did you laugh and pretend you hadn't heard it, or would you tell him you'd already heard it?
I think I'd laugh because I find everything funny and I have a horrible memory.
Okay.
What's the difference between mashed potato and pea soup?
I don't know.
Anyone can mash potatoes.
It's a good joke,
right? He loved it.
Yeah, it's a good joke. So inappropriate is that appropriate for kids? I think kids love those kind of jokes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they do. Any toilet humor, they love it. Just don't use the word shit.
Rosie is staring at me with dark, dull, dead eyes.
She's just sleeping. Leave her alone.
She's not sleeping. Just staring right at me.
If there's people writing those death threats, I was thinking about their state of mind. So it's perfectly innocent. Adults reading to kids in an appropriate way, stories that are appropriate. If only they knew about pantomime. Have you heard of the British tradition of pantomime?
I mean, is that like miming?
No. So pantomimes it's like really colourful theatre for kids, where people are wearing big costumes, and there's stories like Jack and the Beanstalk or Aladdin. It happens every Christmas in the UK. It dates back to the 1500s. It's like kind of the old kind of vaudeville theatre where everyone goes to the theatre and there's a big funny show, and it's aimed at kids. I used to go as a kid. My kids have been when we still lived in the UK. And what happens is you have celebrities, like in the UK, celebrities will do panto season where they will be cast as Aladdin or Jack and the Beanstalk. And you'll have like sports stars, and they basically, they can't act, but it's just fun. And they read the script and everyone's joking and there's audience participation. And one of the main features of a pantomime is the pantomime dame, which is a man in drag. Who plays a female character.
Okay.
And that's like hundreds of years old tradition. And when you talk about appropriateness, the thing with pantomime dames is that they make jokes that go over the kids' heads, but are dirty jokes for the parents in the audience.
Oh, that's clever.
So there's two lines of comedy going on at the same time. There's, look, kids, it's bright and colourful, and I hit him on the head with a hammer, and it was made of foam, and everything's fine. Meanwhile, dirty jokes for the adults and the kids who maybe their parents let them watch TV whenever they want and don't pay attention to what they're watching. And like an example of the joke.
Oh, good.
A good example of the joke. So there's Dick Whittington is one of the stories, is one of the plays that they do. And one of the jokes is, and this is a joke used by Christopher Biggins, who's a panto veteran. He's been playing like panto dames for decades, and is always like if they're going to talk about panto on the news, they'll interview him. And the line is, it's about Dick Whittington, and the line is, it's nearly midnight and still no sign of Dick. Which obviously for the kids, like the kids are like, okay, this is important storytelling. This is exposition that is going to take me to the next stage of this story.
Right.
The parents are laughing because he just made a dick joke.
Right. Okay.
So all those people making death threats, if they went to the UK at Christmas time and saw how many, like schools will take, you can go with your class from school. They would do it as like a class excursion. Like if they went over there, they would like have a heart attack.
Right. At the sheer volume of pedophiles.
Yeah,
everywhere.
Just people making dirty jokes going over the heads
so many
of the
pedophiles.
Kids. Yeah. And the parents are like, oh my God, this is so funny. And do you know what's funnier? I'm getting to enjoy dirty jokes with my kids sat next to me. They don't understand. They're just having a good time. They're going to throw up because they've had so much like sugar and popcorn. This is a good time.
So that's your solution to stopping the death threats is to take those people, put them on a boat, put them over to Britain, bring them to Britain, and show them pantomime.
Make them sit through a pantomime. And then when they see and watch them kind of like just their heads explode because everyone's having a good time. There's kids in the room. There are dirty jokes. The kids don't get them. It doesn't matter.
I love it. I'm with this. I'm down.
But it was, this is a fucking stupid episode. It just drives me mad that people
that there are stupid people out there doing stupid things angrily.
No, it's that they send in death.
I mean, this is a new thing.
No. It's just that the death threats and sharing people's personal information online is such a dick move.
Online people turn into weird, vicious monsters online. Weird monsters. They do. It's weird.
Have you been on chat roulette again?
The dicks are everywhere. Just don't go on there, man. Just don't.
So anyway,
maybe I'll meet a nice woman and have a nice chat. There's a penis. It just doesn't. Yeah, just go. Yeah. Don't go on chat.
So my call to action is just go and support your local drag queen story time.
I mean, I don't think every place has a drag queen story time.
We'll find one. We'll start one.
Start one. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I like that.
Just have fun. Do it.
Just, you know what? Start one for your own children. Just dress and drag without your family knowing, and then like call your family with your children and your spouse into the next room, surprise them with drag.
Describing Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, except Mrs. Doubtfire with dick jokes
that the kids don't get.
So if you've got really stupid kids who don't understand dick jokes that you're giving to your spouse, this is the perfect. I think this is a great plan. This is wonderful.
No, I don't think you should make dick jokes around your kids. No, leave it to a professional in a pantomime in Britain. That's what I say.
Oh, leave because
they've had decades to perfect those.
Did you just say leave the dick jokes to the professionals? Is that
yeah? They perfected them over decades.
Perfected dick jokes, yeah. Barry, what do you do? Well, I wake up first thing in the morning and I get my pen and paper. I have my coffee and it's time to write. Really, I do a nice little bit of yoga. while thinking about what I have to write. And but I settle down in my leather chair and I have a little dram of whiskey and I stoke the fire and then I think of some dick jokes. And they're, you know what? At first they're no good. And I usually toss those out and I read them to my wife and she's threatened to leave me a few times after these, but
unless the caliber of your dick jokes improve.
Right, exactly. So that's what kind of keeps me going. But don't worry, I am a professional. This is what I've been doing for many years.
The quest for the perfect dick joke.
And there we have our title for the episode.
Yeah. No, it's drag queens and I've already got it. We don't need different titles. I worked hard on that one.
What can people expect for next episode, Reese?
I'm just trying to find it because I knew you were going to go to that. Okay, so this is next one's going to be historical. It's all about.
Is it? What number is next episode?
Next episode is we did 170. Next episode is going to be our 100th episode.
No,
200th episode.
There you go.
I was almost there. Double it.
The next episode is our 200th episode.
So,
yay!
For our 200th episode, I was going to come back to our first episode. We talked about Johnny McDonald.
Oh, we're going back to
our second episode. Our second 100th episode, we are going to go back to Johnny McDonald again.
To the OG Mac.
The OG Mac, the genocidal maniac that we all love, Johnny McDonald.
All right, I'm looking forward to it.
I say we all love, that is
if you are new to this show
rapidly unloved.
And if you'd like to hear our 200th episode, please click that subscribe button on whatever podcast app you're currently listening to. If you're not listening to it on an app, then you can find us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Stitcher or wherever. And that way you get notified when we come out next week and you can join us for that fun stuff.
We should do a big part. We should do, a big party. We should have a beer, drink, and some food.
I'm down for this. Totally. Let's do it. Yeah. Oh my God. No, for sure. Don't just tease me with this.
No, we should. We should have a mild party.
Do you want to do you want to go online? You never do. You don't like doing online stuff like live.
No,
shows.
I don't want to go online.
You don't like live.
I don't
shows.
live
What's
stream.
wrong with you? It's so much fun.
I'm not a 17-year-old kid playing.
You had so much fun last time we went live.
Not a 17-year-old kid playing.
Yeah, but it was so much fun. All the fun we had.
It was. We talked for 5 hours.
It was
At the
hilarious.
We were in the middle of interviewing someone. I went, I'm tired. I might go home soon because it was 5 hours in.
But it was really fun.
I got home at 4 a.m. and my kids wake up at 6.
Okay, so that might not have been so much
and
fun.
What's fun for you is a fucking nightmare for me.
Right, fine.
And then I got to carry on the rest of my week sleep deprived. Meanwhile,
that's fun.
Meanwhile,
it's like the cheapest drug you can get.
You sleep for 3 days and wake up and just try and work out where you are and everything's fine.
Where am I today?
Am I on the island or am I in the city? So yeah, we're going to talk about Johnny McDonald and we'll have a little bit of a party atmosphere, I think.
Okay.
200 episodes.
I want to see you drunk. I've never seen you drunk.
I'm not allowed to get drunk because of immigration rules.
Right. Yeah.
I can't get drunk till
you turn into a monster on rum. That's right.
No, a fun nightmare.
That's right.
A fun nightmare.
A fun nightmare. All right. We'll see you guys next week for episode 200, the return of the Mac.
The return of Johnny McDonald.
The return of Johnny Mac.
And it's all about dodgy voting.
Oh, all right. I'm excited. All right. Cool. We will see you fuckers there. Thanks so much for tuning in and putting us in your ear holes. I'll snug in there just the way you like it.
And support your local drag story time.
Yes, absolutely. Okay,
Bye.
Cool. Bye, everybody. We love you so much.